Hello, and thank you for coming to see my friend Mike Mannozzi and others being inducted into the Notre Dame College Athletic Hall of Fame. Mike isn't just another athlete with a long list of tremendous accomplishments during his tenure at Notre Dame College. Those accomplishments are many. Mike started off as a wrestler here at Notre Dame and ended up as a world-class race walker. Certainly don't see that every day. The story is interesting indeed. Most of us don't begin our stories by losing a father and a sister before attending college. Mike's sister passed away when he was 6 and she was 4 from cerebral palsy. Mike's father had multiple sclerosis and couldn't walk for the last 10 years of his life. Mike's grades in high school were average and he struggled with many challenges growing up, but he had a dream of attending college. Mike's the kind of guy who knows exactly what he can do, and he does it every time whether others believe he can do it or not. Mike has a habit of making his dreams a reality through hard work and tireless determination that inspires people and reminds us what it really takes to be great. Talent only gets your foot in the door. When Mike came to Notre Dame in his stepfather's suit, which didn't fit him, it was a couple sizes too big, he made an impression on Dave Armstrong, who at the time was the Dean of Admissions. Mike made the case for why he should be admitted to the college, and Dave told me years later that he just knew Mike was something special. He said the suit didn't fit and he seemed real naive, but he had a light in him and a drive. Once Dave decided to let Mike attend Notre Dame, he told him his grades needed to improve immediately. Mike delivered. He got his grades up in his first college semester and was enthusiastic about wrestling. So enthusiastic, in fact, that he ran track to stay in shape for wrestling. At one of the track meets, the coach asked for volunteers for the race walk, and Mike volunteered. A couple years later, he was Notre Dame's first individual track and field national champion. Most people around Mike are undoubtedly like me. They're inspired by him. Years ago, I managed the cleaning company that still cleans Notre Dame College to this day. Mike passed me in a stairwell in Harks Hall and said, "Excuse me, don't you manage the cleaners here?" I said yes, and then I braced myself for the complaint that was sure to come. But Mike told me he wanted to let me know how much he appreciated our hard work in keeping the campus clean. I wondered if that kid was serious, and he was. Mike could be seen everywhere on campus, it seemed, after that day. Always full of energy and happy, always quick with a compliment, never forgetting a name, and constantly razzing his fellow students about keeping the campus clean. And so here we are today. Mike's been a national champion 16 times in various USA track and field race walking events in college and since, and has finished second or third in many other events sanctioned by USA Track and Field, and is currently a member of Team USA as he continues to push for the Olympic standard in the 50K race walk. By the way, that's over 31 miles. In January, he finished second at the 50K National Championships and earned a chance to represent Team USA in the Pan Am Race Walking Cup in Lima, Peru. He's raced in Rome, Chile, and China, and all over the U.S. representing Team USA and by proxy Notre Dame College. Mike currently trains more than 50 hours a week while struggling to provide for his new family, his wife Gemma and son Matthew. Race walking doesn't have many sponsors, and when training for that distance and for the Olympics, you have little time for anything else. I'll say to all of you now with a great deal of confidence that a vast majority of people in his same set of circumstances would have given up a long time ago. But I believe Mike will succeed and eventually become Notre Dame's first Olympian. He always remembers who he is, where he came from, and those people and institutions who've helped encourage him along the way. In my humble opinion, if we were all rewarded with compensation based solely upon our character, Mike would stand among one of the millionaires in the room today. Without further ado, it's my great honor to introduce to you my friend and former Mr. Notre Dame College, Mike, the Italian Stallion Mannozzi.
I'm not coming up to do a workout, don't worry. First, I have to say, Amanda, that was an amazing story. I did not realize, just meeting you today, I had no awareness of what that journey was for you, and that's incredible. So I also must say, for the wrestling team, it's great to see you guys again. You guys are tops, man. And and you had my back a lot. You kept a couple people else off. You also kept a couple bullies off my back here that just, that didn't care about getting kicked out of college as much as I did. And, so thank you. You guys looked out for me every time. Sister Carol, when your words earlier pretty much took my speech, so I had to come up, try to think if I should come up with a new one, but I don't think that'll be necessary. So thank you. And I wanted to let you guys know there's many special people here. First, my mother. I'm not going to match what Amanda said about her mother. That was just through the roof. But Mom, glad you're here. Brian McGowan, thanks for letting me borrow that suit. That was 2 sizes too big when I didn't have a suit. My brother's here, my wife, and my son. Just importantly to say, I would not be here because I would have made other decisions that would have been destructive in hindsight. I would have given up. I would have listened to other people had it not been for my best friend and my wife, Jemima, and my son, Matthew. And he's just cuter than me. He should be up here. But I'm so glad you guys are here. My aunt, my father's sister's here, and my cousins. What an honor. Thanks for all you did to take care of my father through his later years. And my friend Paris, his family looked out for me a ton growing up, so thank you. So getting back to this, be amongst such a great group of people and accomplish is an honor in itself. Secondly, coming here as the first track inductee, holy cow, that is amazing, but certainly not the last. So I'm appreciative of that. And ironically, I don't know if I'm, part of it. I think I'm half wrestling team too in there. So because I was recruited by Romano. I'm just going to get started here. What Adam kind of summed it up, but I have props for a reason. They'll be telling my story, but I'm going to start with my theme. And this was given to me by a race director, so I can't take credit. If you've ever seen Rocky, every champion was once a contender who refused to give up. And that's the photo of me crossing the finish line third, making the podium at the Olympic trials, narrowly missing the Olympic team to Rio because I didn't hit the time qualification standard. And I just hope when I leave here that whatever you're pursuing, whatever you're enduring in life, that you remember that every champion is someone that refused to give up. And I know a lot of you wrestlers know that too, because I watched you as well. So, getting started, as Adam said, I am from Youngstown, Ohio. There's some things he said that are going to come into my speech, but the point is, I grew up, I struggled with ADHD, really didn't have at that time a lot of teachers who understood. In fact, one third grade teacher, if you understand ADHD, a kid told me an insult about something, and I said something back, and she said, Mike, you're going to end up in jail one day. And, the good thing is it stuck with me in a positive note as motivation. However, in high school, I continued to struggle. I was a Bruce sport athlete, though, so I kept my grades up just enough. I wasn't mentally mature yet, and in college, it became evident when I went to Youngstown State. I got denied a walk-on tryout for the football team, denied a walk-on tryout for the track team, and they have no wrestling team. So I talked to 31 wrestling teams. After going to a tournament wearing a YSU self-made singlet, and someone said, hey, you should try Notre Dame, they're starting a wrestling program. Little did I know that person who happened to be from Youngstown and was impressed with my pride in Youngstown recommended this, and little did any of us know how that would change my life forever, and totally changed the course of Notre Dame College's success as well. So, Frank Romano, I owe a debt of gratitude to you that I'll never be able to repay for giving me a chance as a 1-in-11 varsity wrestler to come and be on your team and be around an immaculate group of talented wrestlers that forced me day in, day out to be better, because certainly no one cares about anyone whining in that room. And it was an honor and a privilege to have served as a manager of your team for 4 years and learned from the masters. So you've taught me much more than you may ever realize, and I've learned so much from so many of you wrestlers in this room, from your tenacity, your fierceness, and that was excellent. I was a walk-on for the track team. I found my father's ring. It had a track shoe on it, and from high school. I have no idea how good he was or anything, because he's not here to tell me, but it did plant the seed, and I simultaneously read about Prefontaine. Those things put together made me realize your life's going to end too one day, and you don't know what can happen, especially watching my father slowly wither away due to complications with MS. And what happened was, I walked onto the track team. There was a lot of hesitation from the coaches at the time. Fortunately, they had honored my questions and request to try out. As Adam had said, I actually ended up being a javelin thrower for a little bit. Was suggested to try the race walk because Ohio doesn't have it in the high school system, and so I was open to it. Plus, this team had nothing to lose. I wasn't a scholarship athlete. And the rest is history there, so I'm not going to bore you with the stats. But there's so much growth, personal, professional, and global growth that has come as a result of my time here at Notre Dame College. It has been so many individuals that have taken the time to guide me through some troubling waters. From Sister Carol, who's in this room, was my academic advisor. She, interestingly enough, as much as this is an honor, when I was planning what to say and present with all of you, I realized this isn't really about you. Yes, you're being honored. You're being honored, though, because you were given opportunities. This college did things that, had I gone to, and take me out of the equation, drop me in any other school, private, public, as a state college, anywhere else in the country, I'm willing to argue I would not have had the development, growth, and the circumstances that I have had here, which resulted in opportunities, which have now led me to the U.S. team. The reason I'm showing that shirt is to encourage all of you within your lives, no matter what it is, whether it's athletic or not, is to pursue it. You have to refuse to give up. And if you're not getting where you want to be, it doesn't mean you change your end goal. It might mean you need to change something that you're doing that's not resulting in the success or the forward progress that you're looking for. Another situation is that when I came here, I was on the wrestling team, as you know, and I had missed a fundraiser for the track team. Well, the track coaches at the time, they said, well, sorry, Mike, you missed a fundraiser, so I can't afford running shoes. They said, I don't know what to tell you, you're going to have to just get some shoes. And so I was cleaning for Adams, all for you janitorial, found these Mizunos in the garbage can, size 10, tried them out. You're looking at my first track and field shoes that would have eventually, who would have known, would have got me all the way to the U.S. team. So I'm very delighted to take something that would seem so minimal, something that was discarded by somebody else, I don't even know who, but it served a greater purpose to help me develop. So that's a little story there, and that's a true story. The other thing is, when I went to my first meet, I had to try to find my own ride because, the track coaches at the time, they didn't want to have the meet, they weren't having a team go there. Well, it just by friendships I'd made on campus, I had met another friend who I'd never met who needed someone to talk to about some depressing issues in life. So he drove me to the track meet. I bought him some food, and then there we were. And that was my first race walk. But when I look now, it's an honor. I don't regret it. I don't look back frowning or with a vengeful spirit. I look at these things and see how they've made me even stronger. They've made me even greater, and they've allowed me to carry the torch for this college and be able to take the things they teach us here. When we came here, I'll never forget it. They want you to be personally responsible. Well, as students and then student athletes, we all know you have to do that. Now that we have careers, we're very aware of how much importance personal responsibility is, as well as representing all of us in this room, the future, current, past students, all the way encompassing this, the Notre Dame community, and carrying that torch to the Olympics. If you're curious, you can ask me more. I can give you a business card. Don't hesitate to ask. I'd rather have you ask and understand it, whether it be race walking, anything about myself or the Olympics, than not. But I hope one day, to break that tape and be representing Notre Dame College proud and strong. Thank you for your time today.
Last, and certainly not the least, it is time